Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In our previous videos, we have seen what is a programming language, what are high and low level languages, what is a compiler, what is an interpreter, basic structure of C program, main function, header files, printf function, and we executed a small C program as well. If you haven't seen those videos, I highly recommend you to go back and watch those videos and come back here to watch this lecture. So in this video, I'm going to explain what are comments, variables, data types, and format specifiers in C language. So firstly, comments. In C language, comments are notes or explanations added to the code. They are ignored by the computer and don't affect the program's behavior. Comments help programmers understand the code better. So I gave these notes, I wrote these notes in the form of comments only. So these are the comments. There are two types of comments. We can comment something in two ways in C language. So the first way is if we have to comment a single line, we use two forward slashes like this. And the second way is if there are multiple lines which we have to comment, we use a forward slash and a star at the beginning and a star and forward slash at the end. So we do like this if we have to comment a single line, and we do like this if we have to comment multiple lines of code. So let's see if these comments affect our code. Let me write a simple code. Hash include stdio.h void main, and let me write hello world. So let me run this program, and it is printing hello world, and these lines are not affecting this code, our code. So comments are those which doesn't affect our program, doesn't affect the output. These are like for documentation purpose. This say about, suppose if I have to write a comment for this program, I want to write a comment that this is a hello world program. This line doesn't affect the code I wrote. This line doesn't affect the output. Simply this is for understanding. Again, after if I come back and see the program, this is, of course, this is a single simple program, and later also I can understand. But if there's 100 200 lines of code for something, then I have to document it, which function is for what, what is the program about. So after some days if I come back, or one of my peers want to uh, see this program, want to understand this program, uh, by comments will help to understand what the program is about. So that's it about comments. And and the next thing is variables. Variable is a name that is assigned to a memory location and can store a value. So for example, if I want, if I want to write a program which sums two numbers, which gives me the output of sum of two numbers, for sure I have to store the values of two numbers somewhere. So there variables helps us. Variables comes in. So variables are simply containers which stores the data, which stores the values on which we work. So variables are simply the data, I mean the containers which store the data. So uh, I I'll tell the declaration, definition, and syntaxes, how to declare and define, I mean initialize and print variables in the end, at the end of the video. And and the next thing is data types. So data type says about the type of the data that will be stored in a variable. There are three types of data types in C language. They are primitive data types, derived data types, and user defined data types. These Now we are concerned about primitive data types only. um, we'll see about these other two data types, derived and user defined, in our further videos. So firstly, what is a data type? So we know what is a variable now. So if I want to store an integer value, an integer, then it is an int variable. If I want to store uh, a character, a letter, for suppose m, I want to store m, then it is a character variable. So we have to say the compiler which kind of variable it is, what type of data it is storing. So variables are simply nothing but data types are simply nothing but the type of data which variable store. Data type is nothing but the type of data which variable store. Data type simply says which type of data it is. So we are concerned about primitive data types only, and the primitive data types are integers, floating point numbers, and characters, and a void type. Void means nothing, nothing, no type. So under integers we have short, int, long, and long long. Under floating point numbers we have float, double, and long double. Under characters we have char data type. And void means we know no type, no return type, no data type. So short. So these four comes under integers. These four data types store integers only, but long stores very big numbers. Long stores somewhat smaller numbers than smaller integers than long, and int stores somewhat smaller than these two, and short stores smaller integers than all these three. They have ranges. Short have some range from here this number to this number. Short stores from this number to this number, and integer stores from this number to this number. But integer's range is bigger than short. When we have to store bigger numbers than short, we'll use int. When we have to store bigger numbers than int, will bigger integers than int, then we'll use long. When we have to store bigger integers than long, we use long data type. I'll make a special detailed video of data types and their ranges, etc., in our further videos. So for now, you have an understanding that short is for shorter integers, int is for somewhat bigger integers than short, and long is to store uh, somewhat bigger integers than int, and long is somewhat bigger than that. So coming to floating point numbers, integers store only integer values, like negative numbers, zero, and positive numbers. Coming to floating point numbers, these numbers, these data types store like decimal points as well. Like float value can be 4.5, but we can't have 4.5 in integers. uh, so floating points numbers are also store numbers. These data types also store numbers, but uh, these can store decimals also. We can store 4 as well. We can store integers as also as floating point numbers. But when we have to particularly store with the decimals, we use float. So float is to store somewhat smaller decimal numbers, and double is for bigger numbers than float. Long double is for way more bigger than numbers than double. So coming to the next data type, characters. char comes under characters. Char stores uh, char data type is nothing but characters. Characters are enclosed by uh, what are they, single quotes. We enclose characters in single quotes. Characters, so all the alphabets, lowercase, uppercase, and all the numbers, and all the special characters like underscore, underscore, greater than, less than, all these things, everything you see in keyboard, every character, all comes under char data type. So for suppose this is a character, character L. This is a character, character 6. This is also a character, curly brace character. So these all are characters. Characters should be enclosed in single quotes. So and next, void data type. We don't use this data type for variables, but we do use to for return type. We use this void as return type. You saw in previous video that, not only in previous video, in this video also, we uh, we kept the return type of main function as void only. Void means returning nothing, no type, nothing returning. So these are nothing but data types, primitive data types: integers, floating point numbers, characters, and void. So let's see about format specifiers. So format specifiers are symbols used in functions like printf, scanf, to tell the program what type of data you are working with. They act as placeholders for variables in input and output. So basically, we use these format specifiers in printf and scanf functions. Printf, you already saw in previous video that printf is to print something onto output screen, and scanf, I haven't said about this yet. So basically, I'll give you an idea that scanf is to input something, input some variable, I mean value of the variable, to take input simply. Scanf, we'll see in our future videos what scanf is. Scanf simply takes the input from the user, like I said before, a and b values. Sum of, in case of sum of two numbers program, using scanf only we take uh, values of a and b from the user. So we use format specifiers in input to in while taking input and output, like in printf and scanf functions. And the format specifier of short data type is percentage hd, and the format specifier of int data type is percentage d. You can use percentage I also in case of integer. And format specifier of long data type is percentage ld, long is percentage lld, float is percentage f, double is percentage lf, long double is percentage capital L F, and character is percentage C. And there are more format specifiers. We'll see them when the time, in the right time in the future. So let's see a program which tells us about all the comments, variables, and data types and format specifiers as well. Let's cut this notes from here, and let's say program. I'm commenting out this program as, and this is a program about comments, variables, data types, and what else, format specifiers. So this is a comment, single line comment. So that's why I kept forward slashes at the beginning of the sentence. So let's write the program. So we know that our program should start with hash include stdio.h, which is known as a header file. And we have to have a main function for sure for any C program. And we took void main, so we return nothing. And here I wanna have a short data typed integer, short, short a. The variable name is a and semicolon. This is how we declare a variable. So variable should be preceding with the data type, the type of data it should hold. Variable should be preceding the type of data it should hold, and variable should be succeeding with a semicolon. While of course many all the lines almost all the lines of C program should end with a semicolon. Semicolon is nothing but a line break. Semicolon says where a particular line of code ends. So this is how to declare a variable. And I declared a short variable which is whose name is a, and that line ended with semicolon. So now I want to initialize this variable. I can do it in three ways. The first way is I, I, s- I initialize it with a value 10 and semicolon. This is how you initialize a variable. So variable name equal to value. Variable name equal to the value you want to give to that variable. And let's print it. Print f. So to print a short value, the access specifier is percentage hd comma a, the variable name. This is how uh, we print the value of a onto the output screen. So uh, as I said before in our previous video, whatever will be in the double quotes, that will be printed. Whatever will be in the double quotes of printf function, that will be printed. But here access specifier is there. Access specifier starts with this percentage uh, character. So when there is access specifier, the following variable will be printed there. When we keep access specifier here, then we have to uh, put comma, and after that we have to write the variable name there, the uh, respective variable name. So that in place of, this is also called as placeholders for variables. So in its place the value of a will be printed. Let's run the program and see. So yeah, you see 10 as output. So in the place of percentage hd, the value of a is printed. This is how we print the value of a. We'll see how we use access specifiers in scanf function in our future videos when we discuss about scanf function. So for now, you'll learn how to use access specifiers in printf function. So we saw how to comment, how to declare a variable, how to initialize a variable, and how to use access specifier in printf function, and how to print a variable, the value of variable. So this is one way to initialize a variable. And other way is you can do like this also. In short a equal to 9, that is also fine. Let's run it. Yeah, the output is 9. This is also fine. And the third way is you take you use scanf function and take the input from the user. That is also good. We'll see that way in our next videos. So I told about only short. Let's declare and initialize and print all data typed all primitive data typed variables. So firstly short a, int b, long c, long d, and what else? Float e, and double f, long double g, and what else? Character char h, and I think that's it. Yeah, these are the primitive data types I declared. See, variable names, I just took A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H only. But variable names, when you have to take a variable name, there are some conditions. Variable name either should start with a letter, either uppercase or lowercase, or it should start with a underscore only. It can't start with some special character or one, and I mean numbers, etc. It should only start with uh, a letter or a underscore. So you can have multiple you can have a word like a a asw, some random word. Also, not only single characters, we can take a big length word also as our variable name. To keep it simple, I took a only. I took one character only as variable name. And now initialize all these variables. A equal to, let's say, some 2, b equal to what, 1 2 2 4, and c equal to some, oh no, this number, and d equal to this number, and semicolon, and equal to what, float, we have to take some decimal number. You take integer, that is also fine. Float holds integers as well. And f equal to some another decimal number, and g equal to another decimal number, and h equal to some character should be enclosed in single quotes. So I take m, the character m. And yeah, we initialized the variables, and it's time for printing the variables. So you can initialize these things here as well, like I discussed before. I said before, you can keep b equal to 1 2 2 4 as well. Your wish, that's of your wish. You can remove it here and keep it here, remove it here and keep it here, that is also fine. And now it's time for printing the variables onto the output screen. Printf, oh yeah, printf, we have to keep access specifiers, percentage for short value hd, and some space. I want a space between all the variables. So percentage hd for short value, percentage d for integer, percentage l for long value, I mean percentage ld for long value, and percentage lld for long value, and percentage f for float value, and percentage lf for double value, and percentage capital lf for long double value, and percentage c for character value, and comma a comma the respective variables a comma b comma c comma d comma e comma f comma. J comma H. I think H is the last one. Yeah. And now run this program. So you can see the values, space separated variable values of variables. So the first one is integer. The value of a is 2, 2 is printed, 1 to 2 4, 1 to 2 4 is printed, 3 2, and this value is printed, and fourth value is also printed, long value, and float value is also printed. If you observe, I gave 1.4 and it is printing 1.4000 and 5 zeros. So floating point numbers print six values after the decimal by default. Double value is also printed, long double value is also printed, and the character is also printed. So this is how to declare, initialize, and print different types of primitive data typed variables, and these are the access specifiers. You can also you can also initialize these variables by using scanf function. We'll see that way in our next videos. And we can also print these variables in separate printf functions. That is also fine. You try it out how to do that, uh, and try to try to explore more things by practicing uh, this kind of programs. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. So in this video we uh, we studied about what are comments, what are variables, what are data types, and what are access specifiers. And we also got to know how to use them, how to use a comment, how to use variables, data types, and access specifiers. And that's it for this video, guys. Please like the video if you understood the explanation, and share with your friends, and write a comment about the explanation of the video. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.